Good evening. My name is Paul Perry, the proud principal of Franklin High School, and I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2019. Joining me on stage throughout the evening is our incredible deputy principal, Mr. Bill Clements. I'd like to give him a nice round of applause first, please. Graduates from the music department may now join the band, orchestra, and chorus. As the graduating seniors from the music department join their ensembles, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize some of our special guests in attendance. Seated on stage this evening are Dr. Ann Bergen, Franklin School Committee member, Dr. Sarah Hearn, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Bill Clements, Deputy Principal, Mrs. Jennifer Curley, Class Advisor, and Mrs. Gail Melko, Class Advisor. Also seated in the audience from the Franklin School Committee, Franklin Central Office, and Town Council, we have school committee members, Ms. Mary Jane Schofield, Ms. Cindy Douglas, Dr. Monica Linden, Ms. Gigi Zub, Ms. Denise Schultz. We welcome from Town Council, Glenn Jones and Tom Mercer. From our central office, Dr. Joyce Edwards, Mr. Lucas Giger, Ms. Paula Morano, we welcome you as well. I'd also like to welcome our other guests from the central administration, building principals, and faculty from Franklin High School and throughout the district. Finally, before the music begins, I would like to send a huge hello to various countries from around the world where families and friends of our class of 2019 are watching this commencement live on YouTube. Hello to England, India, Bulgaria, Norway, Finland, Canada, Brazil, Ireland, Australia, Guatemala, Slovenia, Singapore, Senegal, and Bellingham.
That's good.
And now, would you please rise for the performance of our national anthem by the Franklin High School Band, Orchestra, and Chorus, under the direction of Mrs. Leanne Rudson and Ms. Olivia Goliger. America the Beautiful. the stage. Will Davis is a driven, stoic, inclusive, genuine young man whose time at Franklin High School has consisted of successes in the classroom and out. Along with being the vice president of the class for the past 4 years, Will has served as a peer mentor, has been a member of the football team for 4 years, and has played lacrosse for 4, having been elected captain this past year. Will has been a Best Buddies one-to-one member and has earned National Honor Society membership. Will be attending St. Anselm's as a business major in the fall. Please join me in welcoming the Vice President of the Class of 2019, Will Davis.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2019. Thank you all for celebrating with us today. I'm honored to be here speaking in front of you all. Before I get started, I want to thank my parents quickly, Pete and Kathy, and my brothers, Jake and Luke, for supporting me throughout my high school years. I know it can be really annoying sometimes, so thanks for putting up with me and dealing with me all the time. Now, I want to be upfront and make sure I'm entirely honest with everyone here and all those watching on the live stream. I started writing the speech around 48 hours ago. I knew all year that I had to be up here, but every time I sat down and began to write, I ended up pushing it off to a later time. Now, for those of you who know me well, you know I like to consider myself one of the world's greatest procrastinators. But in this case, I wasn't just pushing the speech off until last minute because it was work that needed to be done. This time was different. I was pushing it off because I truly couldn't believe that this time I'd be saying goodbye to Franklin High School, our home for the past 4 years. Yet here we are at our graduation. Still seems kind of weird to say, our graduation. The day that we talked about all throughout elementary and middle school. The day that was so far away that it didn't even seem real, but here we are. I still clearly remember the first day of freshman year, getting off the bus with a brand new backpack and Chromebook, feeling good and ready to go with that unbelievably annoying lanyard that displayed our embarrassing 8th grade pictures on your ID hanging around your neck. I walked into the school for the first time and wanted to turn right back around. The overwhelming feeling of having no clue where to go on that first day is something that still haunts me, as I'm sure it still haunts most of you. But now I think almost all of us could sleepwalk to our classes at this point. It's crazy to think about how we felt walking in on that first day and how we feel now, about to walk out together for the last time as the graduated class of 2019. This class has truly been a special one. Seeing the growth from immature freshmen who didn't want to be involved with anything school-related to mature seniors who now show a passion and involvement in sports, music, academics, clubs, and everything the school could offer. It's amazing. Except for the neon dance that year, we all did a terrible job with that in the fall. But seeing the entire grade excited at each senior week event was awesome and a great way to wrap up our high school careers. I want to leave everybody with this. As we all move on in different directions, please stay involved with whatever it is you're going. Don't take a back seat and just watch life go by. Get involved, join clubs, play music, play sports, find something you enjoy and stick with it. As the vice president, I saw firsthand how much more a grade became involved as the years passed by. Please continue with that wherever you're going or whatever you plan to do next. It will make your life 10 times more enjoyable and allow you to meet new people and discover new things. And yeah, I know that sounds cliche, but trust me, it's the truth. So to wrap up, I want to quickly thank the administration, all the teachers, and everyone else who worked tirelessly to set up this amazing event for us. You've all outdone yourself once again. And a special thank you to our class advisors, Miss Curley, Miss Melko, and Miss Carolishan. The amount of work they put in behind the scenes, from freshman banquet all the way to senior week, it's unbelievable, and it's a huge reason for our success as a class. Lastly, thank you to everyone who is here or watching online and supporting us. We would not be graduating today without all your support. Good luck to all my classmates on the next step of your life. Whatever it is you're doing, show passion, be involved, and have fun doing it. Thank you, and congrats to everybody.
I would now like to take this opportunity to recognize a group of students who have decided to serve our country as members of the armed forces. I ask that the following members of the class of 2019 stand and remain standing. Griffin Collins, Navy. Adam Colella, Marine Corps. Sean Kelly, Army. Usman Jawando, Air Force. Anthony Doyle, Marines. These students have made a decision to pursue careers in the military upon graduation from Franklin High School, and I ask that you please, once again, help me to express our appreciation to the students who will be helping to protect and serve our country in the very near future. Arun Kavishwar, please come to the stage. Arun Kavishwar is a remarkable young man with tremendous academic talent and a diversity of skills and interests that have combined to earn him a place as this year's Salutatorian of the class of 2019. Throughout his years at Franklin High School, he has earned a multitude of honors, awards, and recognitions. Yet through it all, he has remained both humble and hardworking. Those who know him best in the building, his teachers and coaches, use words like patient, kind, thoughtful, tenacious, determined when asked to describe Arun. It is these characteristics, along with his strong interpersonal skills, that have earned him recognition by peers and adults as a leader in the classroom and the greater community of Franklin High School. Academic recognitions of significant note include the Harvard Book Prize his junior year, magna cum laude status on the National Latin Exam, a fourth-place finish in the 2018 International DECA Business Competition in the category of Independent Business Plan, and the title of AP Scholar with Distinction, which reflects that he has earned the highest possible score on all AP exams taken throughout his junior year. He has since gone on to take 7 more AP exams this year, representing a total of 12 AP courses in all 5 core academic areas during high school. He has been a 3-season athlete in each of his high school years and was elected captain of the swim team during his senior year. Recognized as a true student athlete, Arun was awarded the Hockomock League Scholar Athlete Award this year. Arun's recognitions extend beyond the classroom and athletic domains as well. His leadership has earned him positions as an elected officer in 2 of 3 National Honor Societies and the position of Public Relations Officer of Student Government. Arun has devoted 4 years to mock trial and earned Best Cross-Examination during the 2018-19 competition, in which he helped guide the team to their best ever performance, a spot in the grand final competition hosted at Faneuil Hall in Boston. Arun achieved all of these accomplishments while dedicating over 150 hours of community service during his high school years. Arun's significant and varied accomplishments have earned him admissions to a number of prestigious colleges and universities, including Boston University, Brandeis, Colgate, and Northeastern. Arun will study next year at Brown University, where he will pursue a concentration in physics. Please welcome the Salutatorian of the class of 2019.
Good afternoon, honored guests, faculty and staff, family and friends. I want to thank my family, every teacher who has taught me, my coaches, the town of Franklin, and every single one of my friends, all of whom have helped me become who I am today. I've got a story for you all. It's 2010. I'm like 9 years old, and I'm getting ready for Halloween in the best costume ever. Who am I? The greatest spy in the world. Bond. James Bond. I've got the whole suit, the bow tie, the pocket handkerchief. I've got so much drip. So my friend, he's dressed up as Tom Brady, and we're going around trick-or-treating. We come to this light blue house on the left side of the road. This lady comes out with a little bowl of candy, and she's like, "Oh, you guys are so cute," turns to my friend. "Oh, you're Tom Brady," turns to me. "And you must be Barack Obama." And so, my friend's about to explode with laughter right next to me. I'm faced with the question of a lifetime. Who am I? Who am I? Well, philosopher Julian Baggini has said that you are not a thing which contains memories and desires and beliefs. You are simply that collection of memories and desires and beliefs. It's a small difference, but it's liberating. This you is not fixed. It evolves all the time. It means that who you are changes every single day. It means that every decision you make will always have a consequence, because it actually does change your identity. So, essentially, you don't discover who you are, you create it. And that's where choice comes in. That Halloween, I remained James Bond, because that's who I chose to be. And you have that power, each day, to choose who you are. If you're feeling stressed, choose to meditate. If you're feeling demotivated, choose to take a walk outside. If you're feeling lonely, choose to reach out. Because every decision you make is a real chance to enhance yourself. So if you're down, remember who you are. And remember that that's a new person every single day. So when I ask, who are you? There's no real answer. It's dynamic. Your identity is created through your own decisions. But here's the thing. You can afford to believe in yourself and in everyone around you. Because, Franklin High, you are strong. You are smart. And gosh darn it, people love you. Thank you. I wish you way more than luck.
Alexandra Krylova, please come to the stage. Throughout her years at Franklin High School, Alexandra Krylova has quietly established herself as a student committed to the highest academic distinction, deeply engaged in community, and demonstrating genuine kindness on her way to earning the distinction of Valedictorian of the class of 2019. Teachers and peers alike recognize and remark upon her persistence, her modesty, and her dedication to excellence. Nearly unimaginable, Alex has earned a final grade lower than 97 only 4 times during her tenure at FHS, and never once below a 94. One of her teachers may have summed it up best when he wrote, quote, "To say the very least, she is the best student I have had in my 22 years of teaching." Her academic accomplishments are many, with perhaps one of the greatest being her recognition as a finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Competition. This competition, held annually and on the basis of 11th grade performance on the qualifying PSAT exam, has multiple levels of recognition. Alex, as a finalist, has been recognized as one of the top 1% of the 1.6 million test takers in the country. Other national recognition has come in the form of a bronze and a gold medal in the National Spanish exam in the past 2 years. Locally, Alex has been recognized as well. As a top science student, Alex was the FHS recipient of the Bausch & Lomb Honorary Science Award her junior year, and this year she captained the FHS Academic Decathlon team to a top 5 finish in the state. Individually, she was among the top 3 academic decathlon competitors in the state and the #1 competitor in the area of science. When not working on one of the 13 AP courses she took during her high school years, she could be found tutoring students at the Russian School of Mathematics, serving as secretary and 3-year member of the Spanish National Honor Society, or volunteering at the Franklin Senior Center each summer, where she visited with and served seniors in the community. It is her desire to connect with and help people that fuels her future plan to study biomedical engineering. In doing so, She combines her passion for science with her belief in working toward a greater good. Alex has earned admissions to a variety of prestigious institutions across the country, including Boston College, Worcester Polytechnic Institute, Georgia Tech, and UCLA, among others. Alex will undoubtedly accomplish all she sets out to do as she studies next year at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Please welcome the valedictorian of the class of 2019.
I'll start with the most important part of this speech first, before you all zone out. We wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for the combined efforts of so many people. Thank you to all the FHS teachers and admin who came in every day for the past 4 years and gave it their all to help us, teach us, and get us through high school in one piece. I really couldn't give you guys enough credit for that. I think I'll also take the opportunity to recognize my parents. My mom, who's always been willing to help me when I need it, and my dad, who, apart from a lot of other things, flew up all the way from Texas to sit here today. Thank you, both of you, for everything. And that goes out to every other parent sitting here today. The details may be different, but in some way or another, we all owe our family a big hug for everything they've done to support us. And finally, I'd like to thank everyone who gave me suggestions on what my speech should be about. These included, but were not limited to, graduation themed knock-knock jokes. I still don't know how those would have worked. Climate change and flat earthers. I obviously didn't listen to you, but your ideas were very interesting, so thank you. Now, a brief disclaimer. I'm not good at speeches, nor do I have enough life experience to give you meaningful advice you'll remember for the rest of your lives. I don't know what challenges you'll face once you step out of the school exits for the last time, mostly because I haven't faced them yet myself. So, instead of all that, I'll talk about what I do know. The one thing I'm sure of is the one thing that we all have in common: uncertainty. At some point in your life, could be today at graduation, could be in 3 months as you start the next stage of your life in college or the workplace or the military, you will stop and say, I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe, in a smaller way, it's already happened during a particularly nasty test or the college application process. If so, you know that uncertainty can feel stressful, disorienting, and overall not fun. My advice? Enjoy it anyway. After all, without the unexpected things that life throws our way, we'd get bored. We'd know our starting point, our ending point, and everything in between. There would be no room for surprises, no chances for discovery, and no moments of triumph. So, instead of calling it uncertainty, call it freedom. Call it opportunity and challenge. If there's one thing that is certain, it's that all of us have the strength to take the unknown futures that we face and make them our own. All that's left for you to do is to take that strength and use it. Good luck, class of 2019.
It is now a very exciting portion of our evening. Each year, the faculty vote to present awards to graduating male and female students in 2 categories. These awards are presented to graduates for having earned the respect and admiration of faculty and in recognition of the students' growth and achievement over 4 years. Would 4 students please come join me on stage? Their names: Maura Bruns, Sarah Doherty, Sam Malloy, and Christian Gonzalez Torres. Please join me on stage. The first award is the Mary Doherty Citizenship Medal, which is given each year in memory of a former devoted and beloved teacher at Franklin High School to a boy and girl recognized as good citizens in their class. This award is given annually to students who have shown great improvement over 4 years. This year, the winners of the Mary Doherty Citizenship Awards are Maura Bruns and Christian Gonzalez Torres. The Francis Eddie King Medals are a gift of the class of 1926 and are given annually to a boy and girl of the graduating class who have been selected by the faculty as outstanding during their high school careers in scholarship, personality, loyalty, and sportsmanship. This year, the winners of the Francis Eddie King Medals are Sarah Doherty and Sam Malloy. Dr. Bergen and Dr. Ahern, the students gathered before you have successfully completed the required course of studies as prescribed by the school committee, and on behalf of the faculty are presented to you to be awarded their diplomas. They are prepared to accept the rights and responsibilities that were created with the receipt of such an award. At this time, with the Valedictorian and the Salutatorian, please join me on stage for the presentation of the first 2 diplomas. Valedictorian Alexandra Krylova. Salutatorian Arun Kavishwar. Nabil Reese Abunaji.
Caitlin Francis Broyles.
Alyssa Marie Carolyn.
Siddhartha Chiganti.
Vivek Madhusuzan Chakravarti.
Sabrina Ann Doherty.
Julia Mary Fennerty.
Avery Francis Naus.
Karen Jang Lee.
Daniel Mark Magazoo.
Augustine Angelo Marzarati.
Molly Nicole O'Toole.
Kevin Michael Petriello.
Samiha Pemaraju Rao.
Jessica Elizabeth Reno.
Sakaith Sarapali.
Sydney Antoinette Chavo.
Roy Wang.
Jiaolong Yang. Neil Thomas Acevedo.
Emma Patricia Addy.
Samuel Aries Afonso.
Jacob David Alexander.
Carly Elizabeth Allers.
Damian Joseph Amante.
Rachel Victoria Anderson.
Justin Michael Aniki.
Zachary George Arena.
Peyton Elizabeth Aroni.
Liam Rick Arsenal.
Hallie Elizabeth Atkinson.
Taylor Nicole Octorloni.
Hans Wesley Baque.
Thomas James Ballerino.
Lauren Gail Redco Ballinger.
Allison Anise Barber.
Juan Pablo Barrero.
Daniel Bruce Barrow.
Erin Patricia Barry.
Nicholas Francis Barry.
Lawrence Dennis Bartlome III.
Kenan Ibrahim Basma.
Naveed Bavar.
Griffin Robert Beckett.
Jamie Arlene Beers.
Brittany Monique Bell.
Kaylee Ann Bercume.
Samuel Joseph Bernstein.
Marino Anthony Bertone.
Ava Jennifer Basanti.
Carly James Blanchard.
Eric Michael Blasey.
Nicholas Michael Bokelman.
Jessica Ann Bottoms.
Kylie Jade Bozan.
Ethan James Bowen.
Tyler Joshua Bauer.
Nasir Brahimi.
Charles Lloyd Bronstein.
Ryan Jonathan Broush.
Spencer Anthony Briggs.
Caroline Elizabeth Brown.
Damian Robert Brown.
Maura Claire Bruns.
Jennifer Adrian Birkinshaw.
Maya Rose Bustard Wilson.
Alia Yasmin Butt.
Tessa Elizabeth Cacioppo. Well done.
Ryan James Cataret.
Jared Kane. Absolutely.
Madison Ann Caldwell.
Morgan Elizabeth Caldwell.
Brody Anthony Callanan.
Ryan Patrick Cameron.
Marissa Jean Canesi.
Jordan Michael Carlucci.
Amber Lynn Carmichael.
Cameron Robert Casella.
Catherine Hollerith Cashin.
Robert Severio Castro.
Liana Rose Catton.
Alexis Elizabeth Chamberlain. Nithin Chowdhury.
Jacqueline Marie Cherry.
Elizabeth Marion Chenard.
Aiden Paul Clark.
Emma Rose Clifford.
Peyton Gina Kalachi.
Adam Vincent Colella.
Gabriel Ann Collins.
Gerard Michael Collins.
Griffin Paul Collins.
Riley Grace Collins.
Xanthius Alistair Collins.
John David Corcoran.
Gianna Francis Cornetta.
Ryan Thomas Cote.
Kyle Andrew Cornoyer.
Rachel Elizabeth Sear.
Jim Benjamin Munson DaCosta.
Ryan Timothy Darcy.
Alec Joseph Da Silva.
Courtney May Davenport.
Elizabeth Joan Davis.
Michael Anthony Deedy.
Timothy John Dean.
Phoebe Ruth Deering.
Olivia Kathleen DeLorco.
Corey James Denemy.
Morgan Annalise Derby.
Matthew Francis Dorico.
Kaylee Louise Desimoni.
Emily Lynn Desper.
Lila Eileen Detterman.
Julia Iris DiGiacomo.
Lily Marie DiGiacomo.
Marina Nicole DiMartino.
Audrey Meredith DeMella.
Sydney L. Dion.
Emma Marguerite DeFilippo.
Nicholas Emilio Dixon.
Alexandra Grace Doggett.
Sarah Lynn Doherty.
Claire Siobhan Dolan.
Rakesh Hansraj Dukin.
Samuel James Dowley.
Riley Walter Downing.
Anthony Michael Doyle.
Dylan Jacob Doyle.
Margaret Julia Doyle.
Ryan Joseph Driscoll.
Jacob Michael Drohan.
Matthew John Durkee.
Timothy Joseph Duval.
Jason Lewis DeValentine.
Anton DeZuba.
Kaylee Ann Egan.
Scott Falcone Elliott.
Jordan Elizabeth Ellis.
Zachary Nicholas Falvey.
Andrew John Prince Fought.
Sylvie Fico.
Joshua Michael Fiorio.
Morgan Lonnie Fitzpatrick.
Courtney Carol Flanagan.
Jonathan Bradford Flores.
Kevin Joseph Flynn.
Arthur Kevin Foley.
Laurel Miriam Fontanarosa.
Carolyn Gloria Fopiano.
Evan James Forbes.
Ashley Renee Fornishari.
Mitchell Garrett Forsyth.
Taylor Eve Frasca.
Liliana Marie Frickert.
Kaylin Flor Frangillo.
Christina Isabel Fuentes.
Grace Catherine Gallo.
Michael Walter Gallo.
Lily Ruth Galuccio.
Sean Michael Galvin.
Ariana Noel Galing.
Abigail Elizabeth George.
Andrew Michael Giacalone.
Amber Elizabeth Giddings.
Travis Spencer Gilbert.
Elizabeth Mary Gillies.
Shelby Jean Gillis.
Megan Elizabeth Glevey.
Ryan Jacob Goldman.
Hannah Lynn Goldstein.
Christian Gonzalez Torres.
Christine Elizabeth Gudermuth.
Nicholas Frank Gordon.
Emma Grace Goulet.
Emily Rose Graham.
Shannon Elizabeth Gray.
Tyler John Guidi.
Benjamin Javier Guzman.
Marcus Elias Guzman.
Alexander Joseph Heba.
Michael John Hagan.
Elizabeth Diane Hamilton.
Patrick Shaw Harley.
Jacqueline Hamilton Harris.
Tara Caitlin Hartnett.
William Stephen Harvey.
Daniel Joseph Hayes.
Jason Patrick Haynes.
Joshua Kenneth Herman.
Maggie Lynn Hobby.
Sean Patrick Hofferty.
Patrick Thomas Hogan.
Matthew Timothy Holmes.
Lindsay Elizabeth Honor.
Rachel Marie Howard.
Ashley Ann Hughes.
Alana Annette Hewling.
Jared Anthony Instacy.
Zachary Tyler Eisenberg.
Anne Marie Janelle.
Anna Marie Jardine.
Jack William Jarris.
Usman Malam Chawando.
Nikitha Justice.
Caroline Rose Jetty.
Caroline Elizabeth Johnson.
Kyle Thomas Johnson.
Naomi Irene Johnson.
Spencer Robert Jolie.
Nicholas James Jolly.
Jillian Lee Jones.
Sarah Ann Kane.
Alexander Darius Karlowitz.
Jake Daniel Carlson.
James Jonathan Cava.
Dylan Anthony Kehoe.
Garrett Leo Kelly.
Michaela Ann Kelly.
Padraig Pierce Kelly.
Sean Anthony LaCava Kelly.
Caroline Patricia Kennedy.
Valerie Ann Kilroy.
Camilla Faru Kim.
Riley Hunter Kindred.
Matthew Lee Kleinberg.
Renee Grace Kelch.
Benjamin Robert Kolb.
Timothy Alexander Kolb.
Jessica Lauren Kosicki.
Harris Jordan Krasner.
Sophie Sargis Kripp.
Jennifer Helen Kroon.
Ryan Michael Cooks.
Frankie Mary Quadji.
Andrew Edward LaBelle.
Margaret Mary Lamberto.
Oakley Dorothy Lamberto.
Emily Alice Landry.
Michael Richard Landry.
Dylan Paul Lang.
Lindsay Marie Larrabee.
Dylan Peter Leet.
Catherine Rose Lemansky.
Matthew Gerard Lemansky.
Elizabeth McFarland Leo.
Sean Patrick Leonard.
Micah Isaac Levine.
Emma Jane Lewandowski.
Aaron Jonathan Lewis.
Eugene Lee.
Emily Lynn.
Patrick Stewart Lenahan.
Joseph Anthony Lazat.
Mia Rose Lazat.
Giacomo Dante Lombardi.
Julia Ann Longobardi.
Grace Ann Lepresti.
Sage Tyler Lorenzo.
Christina Jean Lucini.
Ethan Thomas Lynch.
Jacob Paul Mackey.
Matthew Robert Maciel.
Caleb James McLean.
Tori Radini McLeod.
Evan Charles Madden.
Malika Maksudi.
Stephanie Carolyn Malachowski.
Rafael Alejandro Maldonado Gonzalez.
Lindsay Marie Maloof. Christopher Todd Manning.
Riley Grace Marino.
Caroline Amanda Markowski.
James Bernard Marsh III.
Drea Jamie Martin.
Colin James Maximuk.
Nicholas Robert Mazzarella.
Matthew Thomas McBride.
Marianne Grace McHale.
Catherine Ella McAllister.
Ethan Thomas McCarthy.
Heather Grace McCarthy.
Lauren Mary McGrath.
Nolan Blair McClaney.
Adam Joseph McMorrow.
Caitlin Riley McNiff.
Alec Joseph McWilliams.
Nolan James Mealy.
Shaylin Nancy Mealy.
Sophia Fabi Mendonca.
Carolyn Elizabeth Mercury.
Jenna Rose Meschwitz.
Edwin Morris Milham Jr.
Devin Arthur Ming.
Lillian Moore Minahan.
John Gregory Mall.
Aaron Joseph Mallow.
Catherine Margaret Malloy.
Samuel Edward Malloy.
Shaylin Elena Moore.
Catherine Mary Moran.
Kevin Matthew Morris.
Leanne Elizabeth Morris.
Rachel Hannah Morris.
John Patrick Morrison.
Kimberly Nicole Moulton.
Neve Kathleen Moynihan.
Mahita Madundi.
Aditya Murali.
Jason Patrick Murray.
Kaylin Beth Musler.
Tia Lee Nasudi.
Owen Bennett Neese.
Gwendolyn Vay Nelson.
Alexandra Pearl Nesbitt.
Kathy Kim Wynn.
Jacqueline Marie O'Duggan.
Shane Raftery O'Neill.
Brenna Catherine Orff.
Brandy Janice Osborne.
Taylor Rose Padula.
Tirithveen Kaur Pasricha.
Regan Emily Patterson.
Liam McClellan Peck.
Brendan Peltoma.
Kyron Charles Peters.
Ariana Nicole Pierre.
Daniela Alexis Pierre.
Sarah Morgan Pinchton.
Angela Mary Pizzo. Olivia Ann Potts.
Anthony Pasquale Pulio.
Vidya Pularu.
Peter Gregory Rader.
Jillian Catherine Ranieri.
Lindsay Elizabeth Rappa.
Anish Raya Varapu.
Julia Ann Rizanti.
Mitchell William Regan.
Ashley Ann Rootlinger.
Austin Ryan Reynolds.
Brendan Allen Richardson.
Andrew Paul Riggs.
Cassie Olivia Ronan.
Sadie Marie Rondo.
Cooper John Schofield Ross.
Samantha Lee Rakowski.
Cade Finbar Ryan.
Jalen Anthony Samuels.
Haley Vincenza Sanders.
Michael Lawrence Sarner.
Olivia Susan Salt.
Ariana Grace Scala.
Israel Moshe Skalko Ronkin.
Isabella Mary Scaparati.
Clayton Peter Schultz.
Emily Page Sewell.
Demetra Ceremetis.
Nathan Sharp.
Allison Nicole Shea.
Matthew Wallace Shumway.
Brendan John Sicchio.
Evelyn Marie Simmons.
Anthony Gregory Sims.
Sean Thomas Smith.
Colin Glenn Soderland.
Ryan Brocklabank Suhu.
Caden Supanthavong.
Nicole Chrysanthe Sparages.
Christopher John Spillane.
Hannah Elizabeth Stahl.
Kate Lynch Stavely.
Madison Rose Stewart.
Christina Angelova Stoyanova.
Amber Lee Strang.
Aaliyah Kyoko Struble.
Alma Del Rocio Suarez.
Matthew Edward Supernor.
Cam Sweeney.
Amanda Bernadette Tardif.
Sydney Rose Ty.
Haley Ann Tulin.
Chloe Victoria Toomey.
Rhiannon Marie Town.
Sebastian Dominique Tran.
Jake Anthony Trinanes.
Kyle Chandler Trockman.
Lauren Elizabeth Valencia.
Emily Colette Valentino.
Brenda Venkatraman.
Mary Frances Vieira.
Katrina Marie Walbert.
Grant Chatterton. Nice job, Grant.
Annie Claire Walsh.
Ryan Edward Walsh. Nice job.
Caroline Mercedes Waples.
Paige Emily Warsing.
Harrison William Weber.
Anthony Richard Warren.
Alexander Jordan Westhaver.
Justin Henry Whalen. Bump me.
Abigail Rachel White.
Jared Daniel White.
Dennis Joseph Will.
Riley Eileen Wilmuth.
Jared Oliver Winokur.
Elizabeth Nicole Wisniewski.
Catherine Amy Woislaw.
Nicholas Ryan Zaffino.
Thomas Zachary Zogby.
Our class officers, Siobhan Marion Collins, Treasurer. Leah Rose O'Brien, Secretary. William Peter Davis, Vice President. Elizabeth Grace Bondis, President. Let's give the class of 2019 one more round of applause. Honored guests, members of the graduating class of 2019. Year after year, graduation after graduation, I have heard from parents, guardians, community members, students and faculty with powerful feedback following each commencement ceremony. The feedback has been both overwhelmingly positive and appreciative, and also a bit direct. And there has been one underlying repeat request I get time after time. That request? Please hurry this up so we can make it to our dinner reservations. So it is my honor and privilege to share just a few words with you tonight. One of the most important and most enjoyable parts of being a high school principal is to be a cheerleader, to shine a light on the many successes, to recognize good people and good ideas, to say yes, to support them, and to get out of the way. In keeping with that idea, I will keep my remarks tonight intentionally brief and will simply echo the wise words of this evening's ceremony. We have heard wonderful messages from various members of your class, and they have provided us with incredible advice on moving forward. Will talked about staying involved. Arun asked you to ask, who am I? And who are you? And of course, to believe in yourself. Alexandra shared that we all have uncertainty, and that we need to enjoy it, to call it freedom. Dr. Ahern will be following me and will be talking about the possibilities of dreams. And finally this evening, B will speak to how important the little things actually are. In speaking for Mr. Clements and myself, we'd like to say hello and thank you to the class of 1969. We welcome you back to Franklin High School. Please give them a round of applause. Mr. Clements and I would also like to share that it has been an honor to serve as your principals. And I will close by sharing that on behalf of Franklin High School and the Franklin community, I hope you leave here today feeling loved, cared for, encouraged, supported, and ready to make the world know you are a graduate of Franklin High School. May you forever be a Panther. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite our school district superintendent, Dr. Sarah Ahern, to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Greetings, school committee members, town councilors, parents and families, honored guests, faculty and staff, and most notably, graduates of the Franklin High School class of 2019. Graduates, you are here because each of you has worked hard to meet the high expectations of Franklin High School. I was going to read through what the credits are, but I'm going to heed Mr. Perry's advice and move things along. But you've met the high expectations in English and math, science and social studies, world language, business arts or consumer science, credits in wellness, as well as 22 and a half elective credits. This list doesn't quite seem to capture the scope, however, of the question, what knowledge and skills do our graduates need for their futures? This past winter and spring, Franklin Public Schools has been asking this very question of literally hundreds of people within Franklin. And by literally, I don't mean figuratively, which is the way literally is commonly used today. I mean literally in the way your English teachers use the word. We've been asking literally hundreds of people, what are our hopes and our dreams for our graduates? So I want to pause and ask you to think, what are your hopes and dreams? So we're asking about what skills our graduates need to pursue those hopes and dreams. And the answers from the community have extended beyond the academic credits I listed. We've heard about emotional intelligence and self-care and perseverance. Communication and collaboration resonated strongly for people in Franklin. Community members discussed critical thinking, entrepreneurism, and innovation. Participants in our conversation shared their value of citizenship on both local and global scales. And we heard desires for joy and happiness and fulfillment. We have called these conversations the development of our portrait of a graduate, taking in mind today's graduates as well as the graduates in the future. And you are our first group. So congratulations not only on meeting the high academic expectations outlined in the credits, but also in the development of these skills that will allow you to pursue your joy and your happiness. Where you are today reminds me of the protagonist Santiago, a shepherd in the book The Alchemist, who yearned to follow his hopes and dreams. He embarks on a transformational journey to live out his dream, following his heart to find a treasure. Along the way, he struggles and he has some setbacks. Like your teachers, your family, and your friends guiding you, wise people helped and guided him. Throughout the journey, he learns many things. I especially couldn't help but think of you graduates as I read, particularly the transition between part 1 and part 2 of the book. Like Santiago, you have been on a journey and have learned many things through the 13 years of schooling. And here you are about to embark on another journey, learning even more along the way. Author Paulo Coelho writes in The Alchemist, "It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting." All of you, I am certain, as graduates of Franklin High School, are equipped not only with the knowledge, but also these essential skills to live out your dreams, follow your hearts, and find your treasures. On behalf of the entire Franklin Public Schools, I applaud you for your accomplishment and convey our most sincere congratulations and well wishes to you as members of the Franklin High School class of 2019.
Graduates, families, and guests, I would like you to join me in recognizing the significant contributions of your teachers, counselors, and the entire staff who have worked tirelessly to provide you with opportunities not only throughout your time at Franklin High School, but your 13 years in the Franklin Public Schools. Graduates, would you please stand, turn, and thank the faculty for their dedication to each of you as students in the Franklin Schools. Thank you. B. Bondis, please come to the stage. B is a high-achieving, relentless, effervescent young lady. B has been the class secretary for 2 years and has been the class president for 2 more years. B has served as a peer leader, a peer mentor, has been a member of the Science National Honor Society and the National Honor Society, all while taking 5 AP classes and all honors classes. B was elected a basketball captain during both her junior and senior years and was a 2-time Hawk All-Star. B made the Mass Basketball Coaches Association All-Academic Team. B will be playing basketball at Springfield College while pursuing a 6-year physician assistant major beginning in the fall. Please welcome your president of the class of 2019, B. Bondis.
Thank you. Hello, teachers, faculty, family, and fellow graduates. Thank you for all being here today to celebrate the class of 2019's graduation from Franklin High School. I'm so grateful to be here speaking to all of you. These last 4 years have gone by much quicker than any of us have ever imagined. For some of us, we have shared our time since preschool and elementary school together, and now that clock is winding down. Before I begin, I would like to give some thank yous to some very important people. First, thank you to my parents, Annie and Chris, my brothers, Jack and Charlie, and my grandparents, Nelson and Sandra. I am so appreciative for all your love and support over my high school years. I'm not sure where I'd be without you today. Next, thank you to the amazing teachers, administration, custodial staff, secretaries, and to our 3 class advisors. None of us would be standing here today if it weren't for the countless hours that you have dedicated to our class. And lastly, thank you to Mr. John Layton, who served not only as my coach and my teacher, but my mentor as well. Thank you for always believing in me and being so supportive of me on and off the court. Ever since I can remember, my dad has said that life is like a cross-country drive, from Massachusetts to California. If there were ever a time that I made a mistake, seeming so significant in that moment, he would tell me, "B, you're not even out of the driveway yet." Such simple words served as a large reminder that my last 18 years are only the beginning. But now, all of us are out of the driveway. We are leaving the familiarity and comfort of Franklin behind and moving on to new beginnings. Whether that is college, the military, entering the workforce, we will be using skills and lessons that we learned at Franklin High School to carry us through the start of adulthood. We all started off here as awkward 14-year-olds with no idea where we were going or what we were doing. But as the years passed, we grew. Through the adversity and challenge, we persevered. Through the triumphs and successes, we celebrated. As a result, we have developed into a group of intelligent, strong, and passionate adults. Even though our grade is 429 students, a number that sounds so large, every single one of us will be leaving Franklin High School with different memories of our last 4 years. I wish for all of you to remember the big events, like freshman banquet, homecoming, senior banquet, prom, and senior week. Notice how I left off sophomore banquet. Getting an A in a difficult class, winning a big game or competition, or nailing a performance in one of the school plays. But more importantly, I wish for you to remember the smaller, seemingly insignificant things. All of those unexpected friendships that you made with people in your classes, the times the secretaries let that third tardy slide to save you detention, the voluntary time we spent after school at clubs or sports, the relationships we made with teachers, advisors, and coaches, the times we suffered through finals and AP exams together. These moments taught us so much. All these small things contributed to the success that we had as a class. And my definition of our class's success is not one of the academic or athletic type. It is the fact that we consistently showed each other support, compassion, respect, and love. Those things are so much bigger than a winning percentage, a GPA, or an SAT score. So fellow graduates, I hope that you walk away from today with amazing memories of your high school years and value the time that we spent here greatly. Remember your journey here. Remember that although you may be scared for future or for change, remember that the people that you've become are strong, independent, and courageous. Remember that you are capable of anything. Continue to show the world your kindness, your strength, your passion, and your talent. I am so proud to be a part of this graduating class, and I hope that you are too. Thank you.
Before our graduates recess out of the ceremony for the final time and officially become graduates of Franklin High School, I would like to take the opportunity to thank several people and organizations who have made this week and this event possible. I have quite the list here, and I ask that you hold your applause until the end. The class advisors, Mrs. Curley and Mrs. Melko, for making our graduates' last 4 years memorable, and in particular, helping our officers plan a tremendous senior week. Ms. Ann Paolini and Ms. Leah Wilner-Deutsch, and the Franklin High School National Honor Society for serving as ushers for tonight's ceremony. Dawn Fernandez for several special requests and translations that she got accomplished. Hillside Nurseries for providing the flowers and decorations for tonight's event. Heather Moreau, Matt Geisinger, and Nick Bailey, FHS television and video production teachers, and Peter Fasciano and the entire Franklin TV crew for their tireless work throughout this week in preparing our school for its 5th live simulcast and broadcast throughout Franklin and the world. Outstanding assistant principals, Ms. Kathy Klein, Ms. Maria Weber, Mr. Ryan Augusta, Mr. Craig Williams, and our registrar, Ivy Patton, who worked behind the scenes tonight and all of senior week to ensure a smooth program. Our school resource officers, Sergeant Chris Spillane, Officer Jamie Mucciaroni, and Officer Paul Garino, and the entire Franklin Police Department for their help throughout the entire year. Almost there. Mr. Michael D'Angelo, Mr. Richard Gaskin, Mr. Robert Cantaragori, Mr. Carlos Rebello, Ms. Irene McDonough, and the entire crews from the Franklin facilities and the Department of Public Works for making the school look absolutely fantastic each year for this commencement ceremony. Mr. Matt Geisinger and Dan Chase for their work with the sound, and Ms. Leanne Rudsit, Ms. Olivia Goliger, Ms. Diane Plouffe, and the entire FHS Music Department for providing music for tonight's ceremony. We thank all of our chaperones for Senior Week who are so giving of their time. Thank you to each and every one of you. Please applaud for them all. I have one more huge, enormous thank you to request and to share and to celebrate. And I have to now ask for the biggest and loudest round of applause as we can to thank two incredible people who have really done all the heavy lifting, staying into the late hours of the night and making all of this come together. Our secretary, Ms. Lou McEwen, and her sister, Ms. Gale, and our entire secretarial staff for the countless hours of work in preparing for tonight's ceremony.
So on behalf of our entire class, we have some more thank yous that we'd like to give. Thank you to Ms. McEwen and Mr. Ranga for always buzzing us in when we forgot our IDs this year. Thank you to Mr. Williams, Ms. Klein, Ms. Weber, and Mr. Augusta for helping us when we needed it the most. Thank you to our amazing liaisons for letting us laugh just one more time and for being people that we can ask for help with anything. Thank you to our guidance department for all your help with picking classes and getting us set for next year. Thank you to Mr. Perry and to Mr. Clements for being outstanding leaders and two of the kindest and most understanding people at this school. Finally, I would like to give the biggest thank you to Ms. Curley, Ms. Karolishin, and Ms. Melko. These three women have done all the behind-the-scenes work over the last 4 years. They put in an unimaginable amount of effort into making our classes experience amazing. We are all so grateful for you. And as a thank you, we would like to present you with some flowers. Next, our class gift. This year we presented two students with a $1,000 scholarship that us four officers felt were glowing representatives of Franklin High School. We selected them based upon leadership qualities, moral integrity and principle, outstanding character, and perseverance. So please give a round of applause for our two recipients, Catherine Moran and Sean Galvin. Okay, now the moment that we've all been waiting for. Graduates of the class of 2019, I ask you to please stand now. I invite you to move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left. And it is now my honor to be the first to introduce to you the newly graduated Franklin High School class of 2019. Congratulations. You can throw your caps.
Okay, you will get the flags. As we wrap up our evening, I have just a quick set of directions for our exit. I will be accompanying our superintendent of the gymnasium out of the gymnasium, followed by Dr. Bergen, our deputy principal, our class advisors, and then our faculty who are behind the students. Our two flag bearers will then lead our students out, starting with the front row and going row by row, heading to the cafeteria. We are asking graduates to go back to the cafeteria. Families, once our graduates have exited the room, you may meet up with them in the cafeteria and the hallways. Now, please rise and remain standing while the class of 2019 recess from Franklin High School for the last time, and please cue the music.